What's the average length down there? Is the traditional craft harmful? Do those supplements everyone talks about actually work or not? How should guys scientifically improve their weapons performance? In this video, let's use firearms as metaphor and dive into men's health. According to research published in BJU International for men ages 18 to 60, the average flaccid length is around 3.6 inches and erect length is around 5.2 inches. But if you're below average, don't stress, because a weapon's quality ultimately depends on whether it can fire. Whether you have a pistol, rifle, or sniper rifle, the main firing steps are disengage the safety, chamber the round, pull the trigger, then shoot. When a guy feels aroused and excited, that's like disengaging the safety. When blood flows into the corpus cavernosum, the round chambers. And pulling the trigger and firing, well, I don't need to explain. So when does a weapon fail to rise? Also known as erectile dysfunction. Simply put, your gun has no bullets. Not enough blood enters the corpus cavernosum, so the round can't chamber. This mainly happens because the safety won't disengage, or the weapon itself has issues. Can't disengage safety is one of the main causes of ED, also known as psychogenic ED. Anxiety, fear, exhaustion, stress, depression, lack of confidence, and other negative emotions can all prevent your mental safety from disengaging. It's not that your gun is bad, even the best weapon needs the safety released. Right? Every excellent marksman needs good mental discipline, staying calm and composed, but most importantly, believing in yourself. If the weapon system itself has malfunctions and the round can't chamber, that's what we call organic ED. Among these, vascular issues are a common cause of ED, like atherosclerosis, arterial narrowing, etc. You can think of it as the path for chambering the round having problems. High blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes, obesity, and other risk factors for hardened arteries can directly or indirectly increase ED rates. Additionally, every gun with extended use gradually increases its malfunction rate. If you don't maintain it properly, frequently smoking and drinking, lacking exercise, and overworking all increase ED risk. So, how do we fix the weapon? First, don't try self-maintenance. You should visit a proper medical facility. After all, you only have one gun, but doctors have seen and fixed enough to fill an entire armory. Among treatments, PDE5 inhibitors are currently the first-line medication. In men's anatomy, there's an enzyme called PDE5. You can roughly understand it as this enzyme helps things calm down after erection. PDE5 inhibitors work by blocking PDE5 to increase blood flow, thereby improving erectile function. Various products made worldwide like Viagra and Cialis are PDE5 inhibitors. The US also has FDA-approved versions tested on diverse populations including Levitra. Pretty straightforward names, right? PDE5 inhibitors aren't addictive. In other words, you can stop anytime. But this doesn't mean you should pop them randomly. First, your gun needs to have issues, otherwise you're creating problems where there aren't any. Second, if there are issues, see a doctor first to figure out what's wrong, then consider treatment. If it's all mental safety that won't disengage, all the Viagra or Cialis won't help. So how can we maintain our weapon normally? Although legends always claim oysters are a man's gas station or bananas and watermelon work wonders, currently there's insufficient clinical medical evidence supporting these claims. Oysters are rich in zinc. Zinc plays important roles in sperm production and testosterone synthesis. But the problem is, most people aren't deficient because zinc isn't only in oysters. Shellfish, red meat, poultry, eggs, and dairy products all contain plenty of zinc. As for bananas, well, they're not completely useless because they're cheap and rich in fiber. So if after eating bananas you genuinely feel more energetic, then believing in the power of belief isn't a problem. Placebo effect is still an effect. And those animal organ supplements are even more far-fetched. Kidneys mainly filter urine, while the penis is mainly muscle and connective tissue. There's no solid evidence they can improve ED. Believing this is worse than believing in bananas. At least those are cheap and healthy, better placebo cost-benefit ratio. Some might also ask, if not through food in daily life, what can we do to improve weapon performance? Multiple studies show regular aerobic exercise, quitting smoking, and limiting alcohol not only improve chambering efficiency, but benefit overall health. For people with chronic conditions like heart disease, high blood pressure, diabetes, high cholesterol, actively managing these conditions can prevent or delay ED development to some extent. We also need to remind everyone ED might be a local manifestation of systemic disease. So, if you have related issues, seek medical attention promptly to identify the cause. Finally, let's discuss what many of you are curious about. Does the traditional craft damage weapon performance? Short answer: moderation is harmless. After all, even excellent marksmen need to familiarize themselves with their weapon. Regarding practice frequency, I think saying X times per week is too rigid because everyone's capacity differs. As long as you feel physically and mentally comfortable and it doesn't affect daily life, it's mostly fine. But here comes the but. If you ignore your body's limits, overdoing it can cause prolonged prostate congestion, increasing urogenital inflammation risk like prostatitis. This may cause lower abdominal pain, frequent urination, incomplete emptying, difficulty urinating, even sexual dysfunction. You can roughly judge by these symptoms. If similar issues arise, visit urology. Also, friendly reminder again before beginning solo flight mode, pay attention to hand hygiene. Dirty hands or tools can also cause infections. Alright, that's all for this video. If you found this helpful or learned something new, please subscribe to learn more about health and medicine.